What's going on YouTube? Fuzzy Wuzzy back here with my Cadillac project. I don't have a filler yet. I'm going to go out and get one tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to take care of this bodywork. I got the good old Harbor Freight body hammer and dolly set. I've had this for a while. I didn't buy it for this project. I needed a dolly for something once. I don't remember what the hell for, so I had them. I couldn't quite figure out how to pull this out. I thought about welding some sheet metal right here and then getting a slide hammer on it and pulling it. But because I cut so much out, I'm afraid to really pull on this without distorting it or doing something. It's not anchored well as well. I'd end up pulling it across the garage or something. So I took the grinder and I opened up the body seam there. Individually, I know I can straighten these panels out. I'm going to cut this out so I can get it over to a flat piece of metal and just pound this flat again, pound that crease out of there. And with this out of the way, I can use the hammer and dolly in there and straighten that panel out. This panel is probably going to be okay because it's not going to be visible. This one, when I straighten that out, the metal's going to be stretched and it's going to be still wavy. But I'll get it in rough shape. I'll be able to hide the rest with Bondo. I put that little brace in there because I'm afraid of it changing shape when I cut this out. You can do it. Ta-da! There's my prize. It's okay. There's still that little crease there that, again, I don't want to keep metalworking it. But I'm fairly happy with it. When I put it back in, whatever shape it doesn't want to go to, I can just add weld and grind it down. I don't really mind so much if this sheet metal warps because it's not visible. I should drill that hole out for that filler because that broke off. Let me do that. I'm going to chuck that in the drill press, drill that out. I can see it moving. That crease, I ain't never going to be able to get that crease out. I'm just going to be doing more of this. Bring it back when I feel like it looks okay. Now we're getting to something I can work with. We're getting there, YouTube. We're getting there. That little guy is never going to go away. That metal is so stretched. That's looking okay, YouTube. I think after I weld that end back together, I could hide the remainder of that dent with body filler. I'm going to call that a win. I don't want to keep working it. The more you tap it with a hammer and dolly, the more that metal's going to stretch and become larger than it originally was. So I'm going to quit messing with it while I think it looks okay. Look at that. Looks like I gotta bend this top in quite a ways. She got deformed a bit. Wonder if I gotta pound that out. I gotta body work this out a little bit because this stud is pointing towards me. Looking at the other side, that top stud there is pointing straight out. Let me body work this out a little bit. Hey, as long as the body filler can hide everything, I don't give a shit. I just want this line to look good with the body filler, with the Cadillac filler. Let me get that mounted up. Maybe I'll tack this up. I don't know. I'm going to play with it. Alright. It's been a couple days. I don't remember where we left off. So this thing is... It's okay. I'd like to get that little dent out of there, but we'll see how it looks. Now she's pretty close. I got a big gap there, but that's expected. Big gap there. I think I just gotta beat that down a little bit. If I line up this edge, that edge doesn't line up at all. So I wonder if that's out too far. Let me throw this filler around here and see how she looks. So look at that. It looks like, you see that gap there? It looks like I went a little too far. Let me pound that back in there. That's better. It's about as good as I'm going to get it by eyeball. Body filler can do the rest. We made progress. I mean, it's better than what it was. Let's try to fit that inner piece in there now. See how she fits. Ooh-wee, that fits a lot better. Still gonna have a hell of a gap to fill in though. Ooh, buddy. We get this metal cleaned up. Start tacking her in there. Alrighty, got the welder ready to go. 023 wire in it now for the sheet metal. That's as good as it's gonna get, bud. Big ass gap there. I don't know how that happened, but the placement of this stud is kind of important. So let me put the filler back on there. I might have to split the difference on that gap, make that stud line up. Yes. Okay. The hole in the back of that filler is pretty large. I got room for error. So I'm going to split the difference with that gap. Call it good enough. Bridging a gap with a MIG is easy. But bridging a gap when you don't want to warp the metal, that's going to be difficult. I might cut out a thin strip of sheet metal and put it back there as a backing plate, and then just tack on the bottom, tack on the top, work my way across. I'll probably do that. Just like that, YouTube. Snap of the finger, there she is. That's as good as I'm going to get her. I could blend it a lot more, especially up in here, and but that's not going to be seen. And around the edges here, some of that metal's already pretty thin. So I don't want to risk grinding through and then just making more work for myself. So I'm just going to leave it at that for now. I can always tweak it later if I need to. But she's a lot better than she was. I mean, she's fairly straight. Not, it's better. I put a whole lot of wheel bearing grease around here when I was welding it. Kind of like a heat sink to try to control the heat and the warpage. There's a special gel you can use just for that. I wasn't going to go out and buy it, though. Grease works just fine. Earlier in the video, I said I was getting a filler for that side. That fell through, so I don't have one. If you know anybody where I can get one, please put it down in the box, because I'm going to be posting this video here pretty soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.